bring us into this episode, Dan.
Welcome to this is an episode of Ill Informers 24, I think, possibly. Welcome. This is my co-host Elliot Ryan and Nash Park.
24. That's incredible.
We made it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
Barely legal. Is that the age?
I think this is actually
44?
episode. This will be episode 25.
Oh, okay, great. Episode 25. Whoa.
Whoa, we made it.
It's going to be fantastic.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I want to hear more about your coffee enema. Did you just do it at home? You made sure the coffee was cool, right?
Yeah, I made sure that
okay.
I didn't take it directly from one of Nash's hydro flasks right into my ass.
Yeah, that shit stays out for hours. This episode brought to you by. Why? Were you constipated?
No, it's for health. It's supposed to be
Curious?
for health.
Oh.
And curious, yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like super healthy, but it's not.
Why is it? Because you get lots of direct caffeine?
Because of like the antioxidants in it. It's supposed to like just clean you out.
That seems like that's big coffee trying to get more coffee.
Big
into
butt
yourself.
coffee. Yeah.
It's more like big funnel, I think.
The enema, they were like, well, put anything in your butt. Yeah.
Did I tell? I feel like I've told you before. There was a guy I used to work with who performed a home enema.
Did you used to fuck this guy too?
Well, that's why he was doing the home enema. But he
Right.
was like having trouble shitting, so he was like, "Should I do an enema?" But his idea was a homemade enema, so he got a 2-liter pop bottle, and then lubed up the
That's how you.
thing, and then just squished it, like to just.
This guy was trying to fuck you.
You don't want to use force. That's how you rip stuff.
Oh, probably. But he was, trust me, he was well ripped before. No, I don't know. It just seemed like a weird, I was like, you could just go to the pharmacy and just spend like probably $25 and get a regular enema.
Yeah, not contract a deadly disease in your asshole.
There's a lot of poop in your. One time I got
in your butt.
An X-ray. I was having this mysterious stomach problem when I was younger.
How did it manifest itself?
High school. I don't know. Just like it felt like I was digesting a spiky.
Oh God,
ball.
you're not lactose intolerant too, are you?
No, but it was so intense. It just would wake me up. It would wake me up from sleeping, and I just roll around trying not to. It was like a week of my life. It was horrific. But
I had that for 10 years.
Maybe I had what you had. Maybe I should
Yours
try.
went away a lot quicker than mine.
Yeah, I was gone after a week or so. I also got Demerol. I had Demerol.
Nice.
For this issue.
And was that good?
Oh, it's heroin. It's the best. But I got an X-ray of my stomach, and then I was like, "What's all that?" And she's like, "Oh, it's the poop. There's so much poop in there, just all over."
Is it sort of embarrassing talking to the nurse about that? I mean, it's not, but as a young kid, I think you'd be
Yeah, I was like
embarrassed.
I was
about
like 17.
yeah.
And I was just like,
I don't poop.
no, I was just like, what is that? What's that? Like, oh, that's poop. I'm like, oh.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, I feel stupid.
I went to the sunflower maze today.
Oh, how was that?
It was nice. It's not really a maze. You can't really call yourself a maze if there's one path.
If there's no corn there. That was a maze corn joke. Okay, never mind.
Is that a type of
Appropriate.
corn?
Yeah, maze.
Okay.
Yeah, maze is a.
You're fired.
Did you go with your? You just go on your own, or you take your family?
Yeah, I went on my own, and then I hid in the bush. And when a little child came by, I was like, ah!
Dude, that's where
Who's the sunflower
a
now?
lot of chicks hang out at corn mazes.
There was so many chicks taking selfies. No, sunflower mazes are way more chicks.
Yeah.
I like this.
Darren,
That's where you go to the. That's where you really want to
wear
go
a
to expose
sunflower
yourself.
shirt.
Yeah, hide in there.
And then you're like the cool guy that really knows the maze. You're like, follow me.
Yeah. Oh, you lost?
I know where the swing is.
Yeah. Got like a martini.
That'd be quite. I find they're like, all that stuff seems. Did they charge you to go in it? Like it seems like it's a hustle. Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah. And not only that, they're like, oh yeah, come into our maze. Plus, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna sell all these sunflower seeds after and make more money.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they? Why would they just be like, no, we're just going for the maze?
This is the corn. This is the maize flowers. We burn these down.
After no maze.
So they've got bad spirits after the frustration of people getting lost.
Yeah. Have you guys got lost in a corn maze before?
Yeah, I got fucked up pretty bad in
He got fucked pretty bad.
Darren,
By the farmer?
just let him tell a story.
I forget which one it was. Maybe it was the other one. What's the other one in town? Is there only one?
There's the Gailey Farms. There's the one in Central
Gailey
Saanich.
That's not where you went today, though.
No.
I think we were somewhere else. It was
Central Saanich.
It was like an intense one. It came with a map, and it was fucking big.
Yeah.
And we had a whole group of us, and we split up, and I hated it. I hated it. I thought I was totally
it sounds
lost.
Like that's the start of a horror movie.
Ugh. I hate that shit. What's the one with the haunted house? Is that Gailey Farms?
Gailey Farms has...
There was a haunted house there.
Has like a train ride you can go on with kids, but I don't think that one's the full big one.
Anyway, I just got lost, and I was like, I don't want to be here, and then I wanted out, and
you can cut through. You can just start making your way.
That's way worse.
Find the North Star and...
It's rude. I think that's rude.
They're dense. I wouldn't want to do that.
It was fresh. Like I went the first week too, and it's like I've been at the end of the season 2 when you can see through it. But
these corn needs to see Alice.
Yeah, when
they're
it's
all
like,
limp.
like 7 feet high. It's legit.
Yeah.
And,
daunting.
Is it? And so that's the same. And that's the same place where they.
You were born in a
houses?
corn maze, right, Darren?
I was. Children of the Corn.
Wrapped in an enigma.
You came out like a...
So they found me in there. Who are you? I was born from the stars and from the corn.
Like a hot tamale. You were peeled back from the rusks and pulled out.
Everybody was like, toss him back into the maze.
I made my way out.
You're like the Minotaur.
Yeah. Half goat man.
Is that why all your jokes are so corny?
I don't sanction that.
Hey-oh.
That's terrible.
Is that why you have weak stock?
Wait, doesn't wheat stock or weed stock?
Just a husk of a man.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
No, this is the worst episode yet. Yeah. I got lost once, and it was...
I'm throwing you gold here.
Wait, have you went?
I'm throwing you bicolor corn gold.
Have you been? Have you went to the haunted houses?
The last time I went to a haunted house was like... Where was it? It was like Six Flags or something. And...
I hate haunted houses.
But they're way scarier
I went with my
now.
wife, and she hates them.
I hate them. We should all
And
go to.
she
We
just-
should couple it, and then we'll just wait in the car, and you and Kate can go.
Okay.
Waste your money.
Did you cry? Did you cry at them?
You hate them because they're terrifying.
No, because
You cry?
I jump scare. Really,
You cry.
I don't cry.
You cry.
I scare really easily.
Into cry.
It's not a psychological scare. If I turn around the corner and I don't see you, I go like I'm jumpy.
I've done that to you, I believe. I think here I've walking into the studio.
Exactly.
I've went like, "Hi, Nash," and you pissed your pants.
Because I'm so like anyway. So that I just know it's coming, and I don't want to pay $25 to just be yelled at.
So you're not a horror movie fan then either.
I like good horror. I don't like cheap jump scares. It's just a physical reaction I have because of my quick reflexes.
But also you're afraid to karate chop someone. You're like, can't go to the corn maze. No one in there is safe. I can't go to the
I
haunted
killed a
house.
goblin one year accidentally.
But they're way scarier now. Like I remember going to them when I was a kid, and it was like one guy in a Halloween mask who would jump out from behind some clear plastic, and that was it. But now they're like,
now it's guys who've been watching YouTube tutorials on makeup, and they're like, they like really doll it up.
They've got contacts in.
Yeah, they have real chainsaws.
I think because I don't like it because it's this illusion because they just can scare you. They can't. I want to go to the one in New York where you sign a waiver and they can touch you. So the waiver is they can grab you and touch you.
So there's one in like that in LA.
I know I signed off that he could touch me, but I didn't realize he could touch my dick. I didn't.
Isn't it scary? Aren't you scared, buddy?
I didn't sign up for the sexual assault maze.
Boom! Boom!
That's pretty good.
That's just the guys who handed me
how
the
much
waiver.
do they charge? And how much do they charge?
haven't signed it yet.
Is it cheaper than what I'm paying now for them to do that?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know how much.
Nothing's as scary as the parrot sanctuary you went to. That still kind of haunts me, and I didn't even see it.
It was.
I think about it, and I'm like, those parrots.
So horrible.
When I went, yeah, it's just like a dark room. I don't know. I don't get anything out of them.
Yeah.
They're a little scary. I find them scary, but they're not like.
It's just cheap. It seems like hack. Because it's like, oh, this room's dark, I can't see, and then you like put like a piece of meat, and then I hit it, and I'm like, well, I didn't see it. Everybody's hitting this fucking thing.
It's funny in escape rooms. Escape rooms, I think, are almost like more intense because you're like, there's a, yeah.
Escape rooms are.
And you start yelling at each other.
I've never done it. We should do
Oh,
it.
let's do an
we
escape
should film
room.
one.
Can we live? Can we Twitch it?
Okay, I'm writing this down on
Okay.
videos. We have
I think the thing with escape rooms though is you definitely.
Like 10
When you
minutes
come out and
I'm
you're-
yelling. I'm not good at it. I'm just like, you are an idiot. Figure the clue out.
But you're the same guy who's like, they're like, it's only the stuff that's movable, and then you're like pulling shit off the wall, and you're like, is this? You're like, no, they're gonna have to repair that now. They put drywall up there. I think-
Kapow.
but every time I've done escape rooms 2 or 3 times, and I think I've only finished one, and the rest of the time you get the wah wah wah, and everyone else is out there like, oh, we've been waiting forever for you. It's like God.
I think I might not have the brain for escape room. I watched a couple videos.
Yeah, we know.
And then hey, just because I don't like realize like, oh, that's a clue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't looking into that.
But
you
there's
know?
different levels. I've been to escape rooms that were very like seemed very simple, but I've also been to ones that is like I'm like it's so the guy's like, yeah, you gotta pick this up and then match it when you look through this telescope at that thing there, and you're like, what? How the fuck am I supposed to know that?
I didn't know there was shit on the ceiling.
Yeah, but it would be good. Okay, that's good. That's a good Twitch stream.
We did it once, and I figured out some of the clues, and they were pretty hard clues, and I'm like, yes.
Well,
But then
you're very-
other ones were like simple, and we didn't get it. Like you had to sit on a chair, and nobody sat in the chair.
How did that? Was that a clue?
No, it's just like it's pressure sensitive. So if you sit in the chair, it opens something. I forget.
Oh.
But there was another one on the wall where you had to put a magnet.
Like what kind of? That's not a
on-
clue. That's like a. See, that's the kind of shit I hate. It's like there's nothing creative about that. It's like, oh,
You're like,
you didn't touch the doorknob and the light switch at the same time. Sorry,
Yeah, some of them are like that.
you fucking idiot. Womp womp.
That's part of the game. I don't
but
know.
it is
play-
frustrating when you get trapped and then you're 15, 20 minutes on one clue. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you have
yeah.
to
When
use
you're
your clue.
stuck-
They give you 3
When
lives.
you're fucking stuck,
And every time you're 5
Oh.
minutes in, you're like, can we get a clue, please?
you're bombing at the escape room, and you're like, we don't know anything what we're doing.
And I'm so competitive, and I'm so.
But you,
Anytime that happens when I fail like that, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna commit my whole life to this. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna work on just escape rooms.
That's what my brother-in-law for his 40th birthday did escape rooms, and he did like five escape rooms in town. Like started in the morning and was like, this place, the horror escape room, then
Oh,
the
wow.
Harry Potter one, then he loves that shit.
There's a
I'm
Harry
gonna take
Potter
him.
one?
He's gonna be a ringer. Well, I think they'll have like a Harry Potter themed one. I think they change themes all the time, right? To keep it because you're just like,
You
oh, it's
can't
the
go to the
same
same
old
one.
escape room.
you can't repeat.
Welcome to Jam Room Escape Room.
Is it Henry Potter because of the
Yes,
copyright?
yeah. He's
Henry
not a
Put-
wizard.
Potter.
He's a magician.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to change the tune a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Huh. Yeah, not for me.
No.
It's also because that just comes back to my thing where if I'm not,
Not
good at it,
that
it
fuck-
fucking sucks. And it's dumb.
Do you do anything?
Nah. I ate a lot of cookies. I like
I'm real
good at
cereal.
that.
I'm so good at eating
So
cookies.
good at it.
Cookie.
Honey Nut Cheerios, sponsor me! Vessi, sponsor me, and Honey Nut Cheerios, sponsor me.
What is that? Vessi?
These are just shoes.
Oh, okay.
But they're all over the internet. Everybody's sponsored except for me.
I'll sponsor you.
Sorry, I almost passed out from the Honey Nut Cheerios. Sugar crash.
That's why you've been so lit up.
What the fuck you say to me?
Uh-oh.
Lit up. You mean like, what does that mean?
Like hyperactive.
Hyper energy.
Yeah, I don't know how kids say stuff,
I had 2 cookies before, that's why. It's
like diabetic coma.
rowdy.
We don't have to talk about this, but I did watch the news today.
The news today. I was scrolling through the newspaper.
I love
I
when
had the guy
Darren
came
confidently brings up something to talk about. Okay, guys, you don't have to talk about this if you don't want to. I just saw it today.
Go ahead, Darren.
You might not be hyped on it.
I'm just saying.
They invented a new type of apple. And I was like, there's too many apples already.
I don't work at a health food store, Elliot. I don't know all the apples.
I'm a pear guy myself, though.
Gal is delicious.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Vax passports. I love it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I know.
To do what? Like, I think if you're a large thing, like a
Airline?
festival, airplanes, obviously, you should be all vaxxed on the airplane. Like a stadium, vaxxed.
Am I stupid?
A restaurant, doesn't matter.
Now, I'm totally for the vaccine. Disclaimer.
Have you been vaxxed?
I have. I haven't got my second one yet, but
Just waiting to see if it.
If the first one works.
Yeah.
So if you are vaccinated, the vaccination doesn't kill the virus. Is that correct? So even if you are vaccinated, you can still catch it, right?
What it does is it trains your immune system.
But it lessens the chance of the reaction being severe and you go to the hospital.
I think it's
you don't get a. What happens is if technically you wouldn't get the virus unless there's virus in your blood, and so you can have virus particles like enter your lungs, but your immune system attacks them right away, and they don't get to build up. So you wouldn't have contracted the virus even though you had virus in you.
But you can still carry it. Is that right?
No, that way you wouldn't carry it. Only if it shows up in your blood.
Can you still transmit it to people?
That's what I'm
No, you can have it as that's a different thing where you actually have the vaccine and you catch it, and then you can pass it on to other people.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know, but you can, but not everybody does that who have the vaccine.
All I know is I watched that show where Fanning played the Queen of Russia, and then she got the smallpox vaccination, and they just would get vaccination stuff and throw it in a cut.
What are you talking about?
That's how they came up with vaccinations in Russia in like the 1800s.
Dakota Fanning?
She was there, yeah.
Dakota Fanning or Elle Fanning, whatever, the one who still acts, not the other one. And
I think they both act.
I know, but one does not really do anything anymore, and the other one's way more famous.
Dakota's more famous, but I think
I think it's Elle Fanning. I'm not sure. One of the Fanning girls. But that's what they
no, I think it's L. Actually. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
That's how they were like, oh, the doctors in Russia figured out this is like the first kind of vaccinations. They were like, oh, we'll give you a little bit of smallpox, then your body can build up the immunity. But I think it was just like they would just give you a little nick and then flick some smallpox goop in there.
So many people died from that.
I'm sure.
The three people that survived, they're like, we did it for you.
But that's why she was
congratulations.
Such a hero, because she's like, all these people are scared about it. This doctor was like, yes, this will work. I promise you.
From Transylvania.
and
He's Dracula.
He did it.
I just got to suck your blood, and then you don't never get the smallpox again.
So not if you are vaccinated, there's a higher chance you won't get it.
Yeah, there's like a 90% chance if you're double vaxxed.
Or if you do get it, it's not going to put you in the hospital.
But you can still carry it, and you can, because that's what I keep hearing is you can carry it and you can.
It's called breakthrough cases.
Okay,
that's
just
very
10%.
very rare.
And those are not good breakthrough.
That's
cases.
not 10%. It's like
it's a bad breakthrough.
Well, I guess 10%. Yeah, if you're 90, but it's like 95% over time.
Yeah.
After like a month of being double vaxxed.
But you think people are going to shit themselves about the passport, though? That's the.
My question is, if everybody now they've got drop-ins.
In Canada, it doesn't matter. We're not America. In America, they're going to shit themselves. In Canada, people are going to fall in line.
Yeah,
because they always do.
Spoken like a true dictator.
Thinking we might shit ourselves. We should shit ourselves maybe. Because my only thinking is if the vaccines are readily available and everybody who wants to get vaccinated is vaccinated, then who cares? What's the? I'm not saying this as a point. I'm just asking a question.
Just get them dead.
Ignorant.
You kind of want them, but the problem is that the more likely the virus spreads in a population, the more likely there's more variants.
Right.
And we need to be at over 80% double vaxxed for that to be less of a possibility. But
so you want to halt
every time you get a breakthrough case, that could be a virus that is
mutated.
That's no longer protected by the vaccine, right?
And then even if you got the double vax, you've got that against that one, but not the Delta or the 5 beta kappa virus or whatever it is.
The 5G,
Yeah. So that's the.
So-
Yeah, I think they should just march everyone into camps
You
and
need-
have them vaccinated automatically.
Yeah. The problem is, it just keeps circulating, and it's circulating in like a lot of other countries, and that just means more and more variants until we're eventually one comes by that's
serious.
that goes around the vaccine.
I think you brought that up last time though, Nash. You're like, oh, didn't you say I'd rather do it now with one that's like, it's kind of serious, but it's not like, let's get this shit done.
What shit do you mean?
Well, get the
There's lots of shit.
vaccination and get everything kind of in play, because like right now, like, yes, this is serious, but this is not like Black Plague serious.
I don't think that was me.
30%, 40% of the population.
Yeah.
So at least we've got all our chips in play, and then when the fucking Titanic rolls along, we're good to go.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Australia is getting completely, like, they only have 20% fully vaxxed because they're like, we don't have it, and then they're like chill about vaccination, right? But now they're going to get overwhelmed.
It's interesting to put up a stink for the sake. It's interesting because if everybody's like chill with it, like in Australia, and everybody's like, yeah, just get it, and everybody's like, okay, and then everybody gets it, and everybody's fine.
Is that salesmanship? It's salesmanship of the vaccination.
Good branding. But then it's interesting that in the States or some people here are like, it's like just the contrarian, like, we're not doing it because you said we should. So it's like, fuck you. It's just such a weird.
Yeah.
I'm like that with driving. I don't even have a driver's license, but I was like, you can't tell me what I can or cannot do. If I can afford to buy a car.
It started in the Vietnam War in the 60s of LSD and acid. The degradation of the trust in the government.
I think that's a significant leap. How do you mean, Elliot?
It's not a leap. It's a truth.
So you think
It's history.
because they
before the 60s, before like the all the acid and the
I
the
would think you were
psychedelics.
implying that the government was giving people acid.
No, well they did MK Ultra, but
Right. You
but
mean
not the masses. The masses were just doing it themselves. Actually, almost all the acid done in the States in that time was given to like a scientist who just distributed it to everybody. And acid was so easy to make that almost all the acid came from him.
Was that Owsley?
No.
Apparently he made the
Asimov?
best acid.
That's a sci-fi author. Sorry. Asimov. Sorry.
No.
What?
I forget the name, but I listened because it was an audiobook. If I can't read the name, I won't remember it. But
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
So do you
like
think
if you
but
don't
before
want-
that, the trust in the government was like all right.
Mhm.
You always trusted the government, and then after that, they like clamped down on all the hippie movement.
Right. So hippies were the problem.
No, hippies weren't the problem. No. The clamping down on the hippies made people distrust the government. Like you couldn't voice your opinion.
Yeah, but the hippies were, fucking long hairs, and I just watched Easy Rider and I was disgusted. It was a cautionary tale of. Okay.
I was disgusted.
Get your motor running. No, okay, that's fine. I take your point. They were doing acid, and then the government was like, you can't do acid because it's giving you strange ideas.
Yeah, and they had the Vietnam War, and then they realized the Vietnam War was for no reason and horrible and so disastrous for like so many people.
Well, plus the draft. I can't imagine what the draft did to the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And draft for
Yes.
a war that wasn't
Good thing.
like what do you call it? Worthy or
Yeah. It wasn't a just war.
a
wasn't
just
it?
war, yeah.
But it's good thing the United States learned their lesson and never went into another country in an unjust premise.
In like the Middle
again.
East, they never went into any country in the Middle East and did the exact same thing.
Afghanistan.
Or South America and
Yeah.
topple governments.
I
down there.
I cannot imagine a draft. Can you imagine a draft?
Oh,
Anyone seen
well, you're
that
just.
Well,
Yeah,
you wouldn't be drafted, Nash.
Yeah, right. I'd be like
look at those thighs.
fucking riding horses or some shit. Or like,
We'll give you 3 backpacks. You can-
But there's no way. That's why they had to
I
gamify.
have a bad back, so just I can kick.
We're short on horses. We'll send Nash.
Or I can like roll a barrel. Like I can push a barrel on.
We don't have a caboose for this train. Come on, Nash, push.
That
Strong.
How dare you? Are you calling me like my butt a caboose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Choo
just that's what he's worried about, not the thigh stuff. But did you just call me fat? Motherfucker?
I was calling you strong like an ox, but like
Thank you. But like a caboose.
but a caboose.
Like a fat train car.
a
Thank you.
fat train car. Someone sits on your back like this way.
With the sweet, sweet ass.
Clone the Nashes and ride them into battle. Is that?
Yeah. But if you clone me, but then you had like put legs as my arms. So
You're like a giant skin biomech.
yeah, kind of like the Scorpion King. Like the final form of the Scorpion King, but all
Or
thighs
it's like
and legs.
aliens. Like yeah.
When you
the
take off
queen.
your pants and you see your thighs, you're like, is that CGI?
It's like a prosthetic. Yeah. Yeah, just crushing toilets.
That's how
every
you win.
time you
That's how you
every
win
time you
wars.
sit every time you sit on a toilet, it goes, oh.
It goes. It could go.
Yep.
Can
Go
we
on.
talk about
Hurry up.
Andre the
No.
Giant on how he was too big to sit on toilets in hotels, so he'd have to shit in the tub
Oh,
and then spray
break it down. Spray this poo down.
Yeah.
I would imagine what his X-ray would look like.
Yes.
Do you have babies in there? Like, how
my
big is
God.
that?
Yeah, you would definitely know if Andre
How did
the
he
Giant had been
die?
in-
Did he die? Heart attack or something?
Oh no, it was just being massive. His insides exploded out of him. He just one day was climbing into the ring and he just
He died in the ring?
yeah, he exploded. He literally his skin couldn't contain his organs anymore.
Darren, you're making me look like a fool because I trust you. I trusted you.
No,
I'm like, out of his butt? How did this happen?
as you wish.
His giantism took over.
Yeah.
Sad day.
Is this a few? That's a kind of a
Definitely a heart attack. 100% a heart
Okay,
attack.
thank
I've never
No.
looked it up, but 100% a heart attack.
Yeah.
No, definitely not a heart attack.
Every tall, big person dies of a heart attack.
Can you just let
or
me
their
have-
knees blow out.
Yeah, you didn't fall down a. Should we Google it now?
Nope. Don't Google it. Put away your phone.
He was squatting ox and then it slipped on. He was squatting
it was-
ox in the Alps,
he
and
returned.
it was snowing, and he slipped.
Is that why he returned back to France? Right, because he was taking over his dad's farm.
Yeah, his ox farm, his dad's ox farm. He grew two things: ox and sunflowers, and
Again, I trust you guys.
and he was training.
Was
in
he
the-
French? I guess
He was French,
Andre.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He also.
That's a Spanish name, isn't it?
Andre.
No, but he is French. It might be a Spanish. No, Andre's.
It's Andre the
It's a
Giant, not Andre le Giant.
Le Giant, Los Giant. Le
But that's pretty
Giantos.
much like if you have that gigantism gene.
Kism?
I don't think he was French.
Yeah, he was French. I'm
Well,
pretty
how did
sure.
he get on the WWE?
He was traveling around. French love wrestling, man. French are all over the
Okay, I
wrestling.
don't believe
scene.
anything you fucking say. Trust a
No,
rodent.
they do. You can trust me.
The
Nash.
WWY.
The French love wrestling, and he just got picked up, and I think he was like on the French circuit. I read a graphic novel on him once. That's like a biography on Andre the Giant. That was a graphic novel.
You
for
fucking
him.
husk of a man.
You can't blame me. Can't blame me for your trust issues.
It's true.
It's a word of
I
truth.
read it I read a graphic novel biography.
That's how I learn all my, all my best
Dude,
stuff.
come on, man.
Do you know that Superman was real? There used to be a guy named Superman. He used to
I
be
just
pretty
finished
cool.
this amazing
was by Nietzsche.
biography on Muhammad Ali. It was in graphic novel form.
Everything I do my best learning in graphic novel form. Louis Riel, hey, come on.
It's how I learned about like the atom bomb and like. I think that would actually be a good way to teach people.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Like if Darren
Just
ever
graphic
needed
novel?
to learn something, that's how we would teach him.
That's how you teach grade 10 kids about Louis Riel, because Louis Riel's fucking boring. But then you give them the graphic novel
Wait, is
by
he Spanish?
Louis Riel. Yes, yeah, he's a Spaniard who came over here and fought for Métis independence in Canada.
I'm out of here. I'm done with this. I'm done with this shit. I'm gonna write a graphic novel about how much you guys are a piece of shit. I trust you. So long story short, vaccines don't work, and
well, they work kind of, but they work enough that you should definitely get them.
Right. Yeah, I gotta book that.
Yeah, get that second one. But I think I don't know. I mean, I just was thinking about how much people are going to like. There's gonna be a huge fake vaccine. Like if you want, you can start selling people fake vaccines if they're like you can't travel, you can't fly, you can't go to Lollapalooza or whatever without being vaccinated. You're gonna have to start being able to.
Yeah, the card we give. Yeah, but it's like
it's just this is bad branding.
You make it like you just make it a little bit of a nuisance, and people most people would do it or they fake it, but it doesn't matter. You got enough people to do it.
So what's the point? We have to get 80 double vaxxed and then.
Well, there's no real number, but it's like above it. You want above 80.
But that's a real number.
I know, but there's no like.
That's my vaccine card right there.
So you're McCafe. Your Monopoly.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual number is to get like where your herd what do you call it?
Herd immunity.
Herd immunity. That's probably like more 90%.
Yeah.
Double.
It's going to be
pretty
up
high
there. But then everyone who's not like if it does go through and not a variant or not a different
Wait, are
strain,
we scientists? I forgot. Did we become a scientist before?
Yeah.
See,
it is.
It's bad branding because they should say that. They should say you should get vaccinated. So all this shit, as opposed to being like.
But they do say it, but people don't give a fuck.
You know what I was thinking? Like, well, if they don't want to get vaccinated, just let them fucking die.
People watched Gwyneth Paltrow, and she was like, "You shouldn't get vaxxed because it causes autism." And then people are like, "Yeah, that's true." And then this vaccine came for this virus that's real. Yeah. And it's all Gwyneth Paltrow's fault. Her goop. Take her goop and get out of here, you fuckface.
And her vaginal eggs.
Her candle that smells like her vagina that blows up. Do you know what doesn't blow up? The vaccine.
I'm kind of
imagine in like 3 months, just people's arms just erupt. Just you're just waiting.
Worm monsters. They're like, we wanted to incubate these alien creatures in your arms.
And then I become king because of my thighs. That's the real currency. I'm just crushing Elliot's head between my thighs, asserting dominance in front of everybody.
You're just waiting, like your arm hasn't exploded yet. You're just like, oh god, I can see it. Oh god. You're on stage telling a joke and just.
Yeah, you gotta shave one more time before it explodes.
I'm not gonna do it then.
Yeah.
I think it was Jenny McCarthy. She's the one who fucked it up, all the vaccinations. But I did watch an old Simpsons episode, and the anti-vax.
We're just blaming women. There's no men that are anti-vax. Okay, so it's all famous women. No problem. They did it.
Jim Carrey for a little bit.
Was Jim Carrey anti-vaxxer too? He was married to Jenny McCarthy, wasn't
During
he?
that
That's
period.
why. Did they have a baby together?
Yeah, I think they have a couple kids.
Ugh.
Not even vaccine babies.
No. Can't trust those babies.
No to autism.
That's what I do like those like hippie communities who
what?
even 20 or 30 years ago. What?
I would kind of wish I get autism from it. I would just love, I'm not the strongest reader, and I would just love to finish a fucking book.
Be super good at math.
Yeah, just be a bit more present in general.
Does that what you think autism does? Yeah. It gives you mindfulness. Like, could meditate.
Yeah, you're just a little bit.
Or get autism.
I can tell you as someone who. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like on the.
As someone who's done a coffee.
You are on the spectrum, though.
No, I'm like if there's a spectrum and it showed you the graph, I'd be like right off the edge.
Yeah. That's enough, Elliot.
Because I know graphs. Because I'm.
That's your specialty. Yeah, I'm good at graphs, bar graphs. What kind of graphs?
On the x-axis, we have laughs per minute of this podcast. On the y-axis, we have number of listeners.
Just a blank sheet of paper.
It's a perfect graph.
So many possibilities. I could graph anything on this. Oh my god, I'm gonna come. Oh god.
I did watch Rain Man the other day too. And you can't
You can't go one episode without bringing up a movie from the 60s.
I can't. What do I got? I covered Easy Rider. Okay.
Thelma and Louise.
Rain Man. You can't make that movie now. There's no fucking way you could make Rain Man.
You can't do anything now.
Not unless you used an autistic person who could actually count toothpicks.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to have or you'd actually have to have someone who's like, yeah,
Do you
genuinely
remember?
on
Do you remember The
spectrum.
Ringer, starring Johnny Knoxville?
I never watched that, but just on principle, I was like, this is gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
Didn't it have a good message? I forget.
Well,
it
that
had
had a good message, but it was like let's laugh at all these disability people, and then at the
Yeah,
end,
but they're
go,
giving them
"It's
jobs.
wrong."
They weren't like people acting like they had disabilities. They actually paid
That's true.
people with disabilities to be in the movie.
But not
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville.
No.
I think I have seen it, but I don't remember anything about it.
It was not a good. I'm gonna assume it was not a good movie.
It was fine. Like it was like one of those like
We should do a commentary.
it was like one of those like C-level movies. That's like it was like had a few moments. Wasn't that bad. Had a few comedy
I
moments.
think it was.
What are you gonna say?
No, it was not good.
I think it was rated R.
It was great.
You're not allowed to watch those. Your mom doesn't
No.
let you.
Yeah, that's too bad. Some stuff doesn't age well.
No, a lot of stuff doesn't.
Even
age
like
well.
I tried to rewatch Scary Movie a couple months ago.
Mhm.
Oh man, the whole character, the one guy's just gay, but he's not. But he's
Right.
not. Doesn't. But that's the whole joke.
It's just
kind
that-
of crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Even in like stand up, like the joke, like people have said, they're like the joke. You used to be able to be like, oh, the joke was it's gay, and you're like that doesn't fly anymore. That's just like oh, that's not funny. You need
Yeah, and
that's-
I'm doing it in a different way than Darren's like sad that it's over, but I'm doing it in a way that I can't believe.
We had such good times.
You're like, you can't even do this anymore. Eh?
Hey, cat.
First they come for retarded, then they come for.
Yeah, they're coming for it all. No, I just surprised every scene
Yeah.
that character was in. That was the whole joke of the
And is
scene.
that's the one where he's fucking his girlfriend. He's like, put on the uniform, put on
Yeah,
the
and she's like,
football
oh,
helmet.
okay,
and put on the-
weird.
Can I call you Derek?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
and then everybody, including my 9-year-old self in 2000, you were like, ah, because I was just a child.
Yeah.
Horrible. We deserve everything we have coming to us.
Yeah, we earned the cancellation of everything.
No, I just mean the human race in general.
Oh, we're not gonna survive, and that's fine. And make way for another species like the cockroach. Hopefully, they'll do better with it.
It's the end of the world, and we learn. That's all I know.
But I don't think there's any other species on this planet that could do as well as we've done so far.
Dolphins?
No, dolphins.
Dolphins.
Dolphins fuck seals all the time.
Right, and humans too. Sometimes.
They're like, oh no, it's penguins. They'll
You're-
fuck penguins.
You're telling me if it was cool to fuck penguins, you wouldn't fuck a penguin?
Is it pretty cool?
It's cool in the dolphin community.
That was a good dolphin, Elliot.
Let's fuck penguins.
That's why they use dolphins. Dolphins are very intelligent.
And rapists.
Mm-hmm. But also good for didn't the U.S. military train them? They were like put bombs on them and be like, go over to that Russian ship.
I think they use like belugas. They still use belugas. Russia still has like belugas.
What?
For their caviar, though.
No, they have like belugas with like radar on them, and they'll go like. Yeah, they have.
That's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
Like,
They have a beluga. They released some of them because they had too many.
okay, so if you could
Dmitri, go.
Release the beluga.
What's a Russian?
what's it?
Oh. Orsh.
You wanna?
You just come in.
So if you could weaponize, if you're weaponizing belugas, what do they do to them? They just radar.
I don't know. I can't.
I
remember.
wanna weaponize like grizzlies. Like a grizzly bear would be
Yeah.
great.
I think they're a dumb animal. I'm just
But
gonna go out on a limb. You can't do dumb animals.
You have to drug them first. So you have this collar that has
and you have
syringes.
to,
that
then you have to
inject-
put it. You have to nag it. You have to be like, you call yourself a grizzly bear? I've seen more fur on a
Grizzly
on a
bear-
small man's taint.
You're trying to verbally burn them.
Yeah, you gotta put down the bear. So then he's like,
You call
oh.
yourself
So
a
it's like-
bear?
You're like, that's what he said over there. Go get him.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
You-
I
you
heard
have to
them
armor
talking
it up.
shit
You
about
gotta
it.
drug them, and then you just drop them into the middle of a mall or something, drugged up. Yeah. Or like a
Yeah,
Christian school or something,
be good.
somewhere where they're defenseless.
What did I'd like people to write in
A health food
with,
store.
with their favorite weaponized animal.
What would be the best though?
Just text Nash's mom.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mrs. Nash.
I think like a small like rodent would be cool, like a rat. Like you have like a bunch of rats.
but you'd have to have them in like a herd. Rats could
Yeah,
fuck
like
shit
a herd.
up, man.
Yeah, a herd of rats.
Yeah.
Or like crows. Crows would be sweet. Like you're a Sauron and you can use crows to like be spies. Oh, that's shit.
Yeah, but I want something that can just go in and just fucking lay waste. Like that's why I thought
Crows
grizzly.
Crows could.
No, like in a realistic way, like putting radar on belugas is like that's fucking cool, and like it happens.
Yeah, but it's radar. It's like it's.
What if you
sneaky.
had like
I want something-
laser chickens? Because nobody's expecting them. Nobody's like.
You just want some chickens like just wandering in there, and then just.
No, it'd just be. It'd be a constant stream, like
like laser vision. What's
Yeah.
his name?
Oh.
Gazer beam.
Superman. What's his name? What's his name?
No, Superman can turn it off.
No, the guy from-
X-Men.
Oh, Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Cyclops without
He can't turn it off.
he can't turn it off.
How dumb is that? Where you're like,
Charismatic.
ah! Oh, okay, it's okay.
Like, you think you would kill him immediately if that happened? Have you?
Yeah.
What if you killed him, but his eyes kept going?
Oh, like Medusa.
Yeah, that power makes no sense. I love Cyclops though.
Do any
What-
of the
what does
powers
Cyclops
make
do?
sense?
Invisibility.
Well, I mean-
Invisibility. Like, how fast would you go to? Would you misuse that power?
Yes, I like that. Yeah, it would be.
You know
it
what?
wouldn't take long.
I wouldn't, because I don't like my body, so you have to be naked.
Oh yes.
And I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah, because that never makes sense and
Can't trust your power.
just comes back on
You
and
gotta
Nash is
learn.
in the-
You gotta learn how to trust your invisibility.
No, it's
Make
just
the
more like I
mistake
just
of
don't want to
going
be
to the-
cold.
panorama.
I can't even go barefoot in my house, let alone like
That's your worst. That's your worst thing is
into the bank or something.
He's invisible except for
And
his
then-
pointy nipples on a cold day.
or his invisibility wears off and he's like, it's cold, you guys. It's cold. It's like you're committing a felony right now.
Yeah, I gotta go
Maybe
to
misdemeanor.
Florida or something.
Nice.
Somewhere
That yawn.
hot.
That's the cue. That's the cue. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you
us
so
in another
much
episode.
for watching this.
I'm not done yet.
You're done.
We're cutting you off, man. You've had enough of this.
Wait, let me do 2 more corn puns on Darren.
Thanks for watching Ill Informers or listening to it. This has been
You're the colonel of.
Elliot Ryan and Nash Park.
your
Fuck
person-
these tools.
Your personality shucks.
That was not bad. Thank you.
You're Orville. Were you born in the same year as Orville Redenbacher?
Yeah,
This shucks one was better.
we couldn't even find a kernel of comedy in that.
I like it when we pick on Elliot better.